There is racism all over South Africa. Tragically, there is racism in Polokwane, in Potchefstroom, in Durban, in Johannesburg, in every dorp and village, and in Cape Town. There's racism all over the world. That does not justify it for a moment, and our job everywhere is to challenge racism head on and deal with it. And Cape Town is no exception. Wherever racism appears, I want to know about it, and we are committed to eradicating it and dealing with it. But it trivializes racism to seek racism where it does not exist, and to turn every problem into a problem of potential racism rather than facing the real issue. I'll give you an extreme example, but one that made the news and was all over Twitter and the papers. And this is what I call a trivial example. A gentleman who called himself a reverend went into a busy Camps Bay restaurant at the height of the tourist season on a Saturday night without a reservation, and he was asked to wait at the bar for 10 minutes until a table was cleared. He interpreted that as a sign of very serious racism because he saw white people come in and being seated without bothering to ask whether they had previously booked and had a reservation. And he sent out on Twitter some very serious threats to kill whites, and of course specifically to kill me, because he'd been kept waiting at a bar in a popular restaurant for half an hour at the height of the tourist season. And he interpreted this as Cape Town being racist. Now that trivializes racism, and it undermines the real and serious problem that we have with racism still, tragically, all over South Africa 18 years after our democracy. And it's something that we all have to face. I asked for people to send in examples of racism with specifics to ensure that we could deal with it wherever it was. And I had 4 responses. And they all dealt with upmarket eating places or visiting places or bars in which people genuinely felt that they had experienced some form of racism. I followed up every single case. As was to be expected, the versions of the owners was fundamentally different, and I'm not the Equality Court or the Human Rights Commission, so I couldn't get to the bottom of it. But I did respond to every single case, and every single individual said at the end they were thankful and they understood what might have led to the specific incident. But we have to all be unbelievably perceptive and sensitive to other people so that we listen to what we say through their ears and we perceive what we do through their eyes. I'm still appalled at the way South Africans speak about them and us, because that is a fundamentally racist point of departure. I am appalled at the stereotypical generalizations that get made about a whole category of people or an entire geography, like Cape Town is racist. And let's go to the entire debate about black professional and professional black, which was written up in South Africa by Jacob Dlamini, but which is a very well-known differentiation in the United States, for example. I have just received various tweets from very prominent, I would say celebrities, who are arguing the case that no matter how famous or rich you are in Cape Town, if you're black, you're always a second-class citizen. To which I responded by saying, you are a highly respected black professional. Don't try to be a professional black. It demeans you. So I called nobody a professional black. In fact, I called a person a highly respected black professional and said, we don't take this debate any further if we get stuck in racial categorizations, racial stereotyping. Let's look at specific incidents and see. I'm prepared to accept that many black South Africans feel a bit of demographic discomfort in the Western Cape. For historical reasons, we do not have a big black middle class. as there is in many other cities. And we are rectifying that, and that will be changed in short order, given the wonderful people that are emerging out of our schools and universities and technical universities here. But it is a function of history which we're determined to address and to overcome, so that every single individual who chooses to be here can be here and live a life they value as individuals and not be judged as a category. The youth posters say exactly that. That's what the youth poster says. Now, I didn't know about the youth poster because I don't sit and micromanage the DA youth. They're an autonomous structure. They aren't Julius Malemas. I am not an autocrat, and I let them get on with it. And I thought this campaign was fantastic. It set off a whole lot of spoof posters, which were even better than the original one. I hope you all saw the one of the rhinoceros painted like a zebra, which said, "In our future, you wouldn't look twice." And there was this wonderful one, an inevitable one of me in a little clinch with President Zuma. And so all of these things were sparked by this one poster in which the youth was saying, we will judge each other as individuals, we will shape our future on the basis of respect, race won't be the criteria in terms of which everybody is judged, and in the DA's future you won't look twice. That is actually quite tame compared to what I got up to when I was still in the Progressive Party youth in the 1960s. So I let the youth get on with it. If they stay within the parameters of our vision of non-racialism and progress and respect, they can get on with it and create some controversy.
All right, so you've said your piece in terms of race, but you would have to agree that it's the racial divides in the Western Cape that's actually benefited the DA. This friction, traditional, whatever, between blacks and coloreds here have delivered you the vote here. So if actually you do make the progress you're talking about, maybe the DA may start to get less of a profile as it has in other parts of the country.
Well, the truth is that we're making spectacular progress everywhere. We started as a 1.7% party 18 years ago, 1.7% party. In the last election, we got nearly 24% across the country. Now, to grow from 1.7% to 24%, as they say in Afrikaans, wil gedoen word. And there are only 8% of white South Africans in this country at last count, so you can't get 24% and be a white party. It doesn't work that way. That is kind of maths literacy level. So we all know that.
Okay.
And we started absolutely tiny. There was no way that the majority of colored voters in this province even supported us at the start. And now we're making massive inroads into the ANC's constituencies. For example, we have just won a award that we have never won before in a place called Thaba Chweyu in Mpumalanga. Hi, Graskop, if they're watching. We've just won that fantastic award there for the very first time with a good majority. We won in the 2011 election award in Tswaying, where there isn't a single white voter. We are winning these awards across South Africa. I'm looking forward to taking another award of the ANC in Limpopo in the next round of by-elections. We are winning everywhere, and it's not for nothing that Gwedi Mantashe, the Secretary General of the ANC, gets up at an NEC meeting in Mpumalanga and says, if the ANC carries on like this, the DA will govern this country. And that is the focus, to become the viable, credible alternative for everyone who wants an open society, who wants real opportunities for all, and who understands what the state has to do to get there.
All right. Okay, we're going to address opposition politics a little bit more later on, but let's go to our tables here now. Charmaine Groves, was it Crevier? I'm not sure. I can never tell. Charmaine, where are you? Table number 17.